Hi guys, welcome along. Richie here from the Heresy group. So today's video, I just want to run you through my hammock setup. I'll be using the DD Frontline hammock along with the DD 4x4 Tarp. So this is what I'd call the higher level of sort of shelter and sleeping equipment that I use compared to, say, a standard basher, bivvy, or you know, those of the like. So what we're going to do, we're going to run through it stage by stage, setting each bit up in just the way that I set my equipment up. Not necessarily how you would set it up, but it's all kind of a personal affair. So we'll get cracking in getting this hammock up on these trees. So first things first, what we're going to do, we're going to take our anchor points and wrap them around the tree. Obviously the hammocks do come with a length of heavy duty paracord, and I call it paracord, but it's much thicker, much more durable than that. Only problem with that is, as you tighten around the tree and tighten a knot, as you know, under tensions, those knots get very tight and quite difficult to undo once you're done and want to pack down. So a good accessory DD hammocks do is the tree hugger. Now this is a thin bit of nylon webbing, you see, quite thin but incredibly strong. So you just have a loop, a stitched loop either side, either end here, and we just wrap this around the tree with a heavy duty carabiner as an anchor point. So we're just going to go ahead and fit that up now. So as I mentioned, we're just going to put this around the tree. Now obviously you want to get this at a certain height where, you know, as this comes under tension, your hammock is, as you sit in the hammock, it will bow down. So you need this at a, you know, a sensible height. It may take some adjustment, a bit of practice to get the height you require, so that once you lay in the hammock, it will drop down and allow you, know, a decent height off the floor. So we're just going to go ahead and wrap this around. So it doesn't matter if these get twisted or tangled, it's not a problem. But you do need to go around the tree at least once. So I normally have mine just about head height to allow for a nice amount of drop on the hammock. Actually, I might just come down a little bit more. And there we have it. So we just let that hang. It shouldn't go too far, and I'll go and do the other end. Now this is the regular tree hugger, that's 2 meters in length. If for a much larger diameter tree, you can get the tree hugger XL, which is 3 meters in length, should you have a whacking great big old tree you need to go around. So we'll go and do the other end now. Okay guys, so now we've got our tree huggers on either end of the tree. Obviously it's going to be a rough guess as to the distance of the trees, as to how this will measure up with your actual hammock. So here we have the DD Frontline. That's your two ends, go to either tree, with your nice big loop here to secure onto the carabiner we've already attached to the tree, and the same the other end. So we're just going to go ahead and clip this on. So grab your one end here, simple as that, clip straight onto the carabiner, job done. Now we're going to go and run this other end to the other tree hugger we've already put in, and same thing again, super simple, just clip it straight into the carabiner, no messing about. So this is the other end here of the setup that we've got, the second tree hugger. So again, I've got the open end of the securing line for the hammock, clips in, straight in. So as you can see, this hammock's got quite a straight flat line here. It's not got much of a bellow to it. That's because the distance between these trees is a lot larger than what I'd normally use. As you can tell, obviously nature, you can't adjust these things, it is what it is. You just have to pick your best tree and go with it. Now, we can adjust this up later. Obviously, if you need to adjust this, I'll do that in just a second and show you guys how I do it. But for the most part, that is it. And as you can see, with a little bit of weight in here in the center, that just settles down nicely, and obviously that will continue to settle over the 2 or 3 times that I lay in it till it reaches the point of where it's supposed to sit. Okay guys, so what we have here, again, like I said to you before, you can use the standard paracord / rope that comes with the hammocks, but obviously I've upgraded to this bit of kit that is also supplied by DD Hammocks. This is the whoopie sling. Just makes adjustment and fine tuning of the hammock as to how you want it to sit a million times easier. Now, as we look at this here, this attaches in a sort of a noose fashion through the loop here on the hammock. This then comes up into a loop there, and that is the loop you saw us attached to the carabiner up the other end on the tree hugger. Now, should this sit too low, or you have too much dip in the hammock, you know, you end up like a banana shape, your head and your legs are like this. This is adjustable and fine tunable. So the way we do this, you have so this little thing here is a lock-in collar to lock this off so it doesn't move whilst you're asleep. So we just push that up out the way, we don't need that for a second. Now this little pull tab here, it really is as simple as just getting this pull tab and pulling that up. Now obviously once you've got it, obviously this is way too straight, way too high, there's not a lot of flex in that. But once you have got it to the position you need, pull this locking tab down, push that into place, and it will stop this adjusting overnight. A good little dual function of this as well, as these hang down, obviously any rain that comes down the tree and will trickle down this paracord here, we'll use this as a drain. This will come, rather than running to you, obviously you may get a little bit on here, but the majority of it will run down here and drip off. So a nice little dual function on that. And again, the opposite, if you need to gain more slack and drop the hammock down, pull your locking tab out the way, and you just get these two here, and you just get them to pull through, like that, separate them. Locking tab in, and as you can see, you're still off the ground. But again, this will be fine-tuning this as to how high you want to be off the ground, how much tension you want in your hammock. It's a bit of a fine art that may take some time to get used to. Right, so what we have here are two what look like collapsible tent poles with a little bit of elastic in the middle. These just clipping together to form one small bar. What this will do, in the head of the mesh here, the mosquito net of the hammock, this just slides in here, and what this allows you to do, have a nice wide headroom or foot room, whichever way you're going to put your head. This will allow for just a bit more spacious in the upper areas of the mosquito net. So we'll go ahead and slide that in now. Right, so there we go guys, so that is the main tension line done to the tree hugger there, coming down, and as you can see, we fitted the poles now to give you a nice bit of headroom here across the top, and I've also attached these support lines for that mosquito net. So again, it's good just to step back, look at your setup, you know, see where the angles are. So obviously this top line here, I've had to come, you can see how widely spaced these trees are. I've had to come quite high on this, so in order to counteract that, the bottom of the hammock is a little bit low, what would be my head end. So I might just adjust the tension here, bring this up a little bit, and then maybe drop the feet down a small bit. But for the most part, that is that. So really, next up is the main tarp. Okay, so as I said before in the video, I use the DD tarp. This is the 4x4, so 4 meters to 4 meters. I went for the slightly larger tarp. I have used a 3x3 before, but for myself with the hammocks and stuff, I just prefer a bit more cover, and with a 4x4 it gives you a bit more versatility. So you can set up in, say, a diamond shape, you know, you can go for traditional square. It allows you to fold the edges under. There's lots of combinations you can do with this tarp, being that a little bit larger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a standard square formation, like Apex 10 formation. So we're going to go ahead and get the first guidelines up. So in order to secure our tarp to our trees, either end here and here, there's a good bit of cover. My preferred method is usually paracord, Old Faithful, and these wonderful bits of kit from Night Eyes called a figure 9. So I'll just show you that there, guys. So here we have the figure 9 from Night Eyes. Lovely bit of kit this. This will allow you to secure, so for instance, your tarp to your tree and lots of other various anchor lines without actually tying a knot, you know, a knot that will get tighter and tighter over time. Obviously when they're wet, they're absolutely super hard to get undone. Normally end up just cutting it off and use a new bit of paracord. So this is a lovely bit of kit. All the instructions are written on it, so it's super easy to use. And again, we'll just go ahead and do that. So follow that through, up and under, and then that is that locked off using just friction against itself to secure. So now that is a lovely little anchor point for us to use on either end of this tarp, which I will show you right now. So there we have it, guys. There's our night eyes all ready to go with our paracord. So this is the loop end of the tarp I'm going to connect to the tree. So we're just going to pass that through, take up most of the slack. So now the plan being, I'll wrap this around the tree, come back round and tie off on this night eyes figure 9, just to make a nice secure loop. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So just to show you there, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to come through the night eyes here, again number 2, come through number 2, back round into the serrated jaws there, give that a pull, and that now just locks that off like there. So obviously what I've done, guys, I've just done a rough setup of where I think the tarp is going to sit. So it's always good to just get it roughly where you need it, what you think is going to be a good distance. Then I'll go and do the other end, and that's when you're going to fine tune between this end and that end to get your tarp in the middle, so you get your maximum coverage of your hammock. So we're getting pretty much to the final stages now, guys, of tensioning the tarp. So I've just gone around the tree with one loop to add some friction, and now it really is just a matter of feeding this through. To get the most amount of tension up on this tree here. So again, we're going to follow the instructions on the night eyes. You can do this by yourself, but if you've got someone else helping you to just take the tension on the tarp whilst you do the night eyes, it does make life a little bit easier. So again, we're going to come up and over number 2, lock it into number 3 on those serrated teeth, and there we have it. So I'm going to move the camera, just give you guys an idea of where we're at with the tarp, and then just make some more fine adjustments to get it in the centre of the hammock. Right, so as you can see, guys, there we're at. I've just folded the tarp over the back of the hammock, just to give you guys a perspective on how far along the tarp is versus the hammock. As you can see, I just need to punch it that way a little bit more. So I'm going to lose some slack off of this end, take it up on that end, and we'll see how that works out. So there we have it. I've just centralised this a little bit better. As you can see, we're a bit more even on this end and that end up there. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and pin the tarp out. Many different ways that you can pin the tarp out, you know, one on each corner. I'm going to try something a little bit different today, and I'll show you once I'm finished. But yeah, pretty much once you've got your main tension line across the top, you really can do whatever you like. Let it drape, pin on each corner, pin on 2 corners, have it slung over the top. Really is a matter of personal preference, but that's where we're at, guys, and I'll go ahead and get it pinned out and hopefully give you a final walk around once it's all complete. Okay, guys, so there we go. That's the finished product. So I've tensioned both lines of the main tarp there, and as you can see, what I've done, I've just used the 2, not the 2 outermost tabs, but the 2 in from that, just to peg in here and here on the tarp. The reason for this is so the 2 outermost tabs you can basically bifold together, and what you have is a nice little door system there. Because for me, the hammocks are great, but this door system just keeps the wind out. You know, it's never ever going to stop all of the wind, but you know, this really does stop the majority of the wind gusting in and up through that section straight onto your hammock there. So you go around the far side, same thing again really, just a repeat of the other side. I've come in from the 2 outermost tabs, peg those in, obviously I tend to use rock pegs. They're just a bit more robust, and you can really hammer those in if the ground's a bit hard. So same this side, run out of pegs, so we improvised with some twigs here, sharpened and just staked into the ground. But if I pull this out, as you can see, it still allows full access for you to come in here. Loads of room, lots of room for kit, and should you need to get changed in there, etc., plenty of room. Okay guys, there we have it. That is my more advanced sleeping system setup using the DD Frontline Hammock DD 4x4 tarp. Now, things to take into consideration I haven't included in this video are sleeping bags, under blankets, stuff like that. That is something we'll probably cover in a different video, but right now I just want to show you my hammock setup and method, the way that I do it personally. So guys, any questions, any comments, anything you feel I've missed, anything you would do differently, or what you tend to do as a preferred method, please put them in the comments box below. Other than that, hit like, subscribe, that'd be amazing, and we'll see you guys again soon.